One with New Kids on the Block. You know, only one member of this group was not with the band at its inception. Joey McIntyre was just 12 years old when producer Maurice Starr chose him to be the kid in New Kids, replacing another member who dropped out. Well, it's now 5 years later, and as you're about to see, Joe McIntyre, who's now almost legal, has grown up fast.
So you've grown up, you know, while in the band much more than the other guys have. I mean, do you, growing up as you have, like, basically in the studio or on the road, you know, can you compare yourself now to the way you were then? You're a lot different.
I still have, you know, I still have the same values, and I still like the same things, and I'm still kind of, you know, I have my little things that, you know, the guys would pick on me about, but I'm just, you know, it hasn't changed me inside, but I've definitely gained a lot just by being on the road and being in the business.
Anyway, listen, about the tour, this is probably, in terms of like the scale and the venues you guys are playing, the biggest one yet. How's it going? What can people expect?
I think it's a lot different from the other show, because the last show we did was like, a lot of times critics would come to the show and they say, well, they jived a lot and they talked a lot, and I think our fans like that, but maybe an older audience could see that. Like this show, we're not doing that. We're just doing the songs and doing a lot of choreography and this and that. So it's different in that respect, but it'll mold into the New Kid show.
How many, did you guys ever sit down and count how many shows you've, say, even in the last 2 years, how many shows you've played? Any idea? I know there were...
I probably got the best memory. I know, let me see, we went out first with Tiffany. It'll be 3 years. This July 21st was the first show, so it's been 3 years of shows, and I'd say, what's that, about 1,000 days, so I'd say about 600 shows or something like that. 600.
Let me ask you about something that sort of emerged as this like new controversial issue that people are kind of talking a lot about now, and that is tape versus live. You know, and the whole question of, you know, tape vocals and that kind of thing. Any thoughts on that? Do you think people are making too big of an issue out of it, first of all?
I think that definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, for various reasons, people use it. And some use it more than others, and some use it for less minor reasons, because, you know, you can't always duplicate the sound that's in the studio. Nowadays, music isn't always done live. It's done with, like, you know, synthesizers and all sorts of neat little stuff you see in studios. So I think they're just like, a show is just, if you get entertained, not to say, I don't believe in, like, it's ridiculous to go on tour and a big tour and have all vocals and have all tracks. That's ridiculous, I think. But if you entertain the crowd, that's what they came to see.
Is this album is what I've read is that it was, you know, sort of an attempt, although not an overt attempt, to go for, you know, a bit of an older appeal. Is that
right?
Is that the idea?
Yeah, like I said, we didn't consciously do it. We just said it wasn't right. We want to stay with our fans, and I think hopefully our fans will grow with us, and that's what we like to think about. But if we can capture an older audience and gain the respect of, you know, that audience, it'll work for our benefit. But I think it's hard for a lot of people, especially for, like, you know, young, like in their 20s and stuff like that, for people to really maybe go out and buy the album and like us when there's so many, you know, young fans. But I think I really take interest in those fans, although I love regular fans, but fans that just want to listen to our music and respect the album and maybe, you know, go to the concert and check it out. So.
Not as high profile maybe, but definitely a contributing member.